Hello everyone, welcome back to the cottage. I'm Cheyenne. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you chose to join us. If you're not new here, welcome back. We're really glad to have you. Today we freeze-dried pork liver for dog treats, and we wanted to show you just how we're going to do it. So let's get started. Alright, so this is fresh pork liver from a friend. And we are just going to cut this to be a more manageable size. And look at that baby. There we go. Alright, we're just going to slice this down so we can get it in the freezer. Alright, I'm going to slice it and then I'm going to go back and chunk it just so that it freezes faster. And this is a great way to preserve not only dog treats, but just your organ meat in general. You can powder it up once it's freeze-dried and use it in all kinds of things. You can even put it in capsules. Charlotte is down here laying on the floor next to me, just sure I'm going to drop a piece for her. Is this for you? You very excited girl. Does not have to be perfect, just making it more manageable and so that it will freeze a little bit quicker. Freeze drying is a great option for this because it actually preserves all of the nutritional goodness of liver so that it is still in there when you're feeding it to your dogs. Alright, I'm out of space on my cutting board, so we're going to start filling our trays for the freezer. You just want to fill a single layer across your tray. Just a little bit more. And back to cutting. Trying to keep everything kind of uniform size. I'm not overthinking it. You could also run this through a food processor or a meat grinder if you're making dog food and want a little bit of a finer chop. But because I'm making dog treats, it doesn't really matter. I'm more interested in something that I could just use in training or just as a good girl treat. We've got about 2.5 pounds of liver on these trays right now. The recommended weight limit is 2.5 to 3. And that will help you figure out how much water to add back when you're reconstituting it, as you can weigh it now and then weigh it after they're dry, and that will tell you the difference of water that was removed. Oop. Stuff is slippery. And we're going, once these trays are filled, to pop them in the freezer for 24 to 48 hours. This is where having another set of trays or doing this on cookie sheets comes in handy, because now you can run 2 loads if you already have a set prepped. You can also use silicone mats under your freeze drying goods so that it helps not to stick to the shelf. With something like this, it shouldn't be necessary. And this doesn't just have to be liver. You can do this with all kinds of organ meat or regular meat. Whatever you're wanting to make for into dog treats really can go on these. You just want to make sure it's not too fatty. You can also do a really thin slice, more like a jerky cut as a treat. Having a nice sharp knife would be great for that. There we go. Dog is going to love it whatever way you choose to do. They also sell lids for these and stackers for your freezer, so you can stack your trays up and save room, which are very handy. Charlotte's still down here waiting for me to drop something.
Now that we have the freeze dryer cooling down, we pulled out the livers for the process. They've been in the freezer for 24 hours and now they're ready to go in. The way it goes is it'll go, once it's cool off, you put them in and it'll go freeze, a vacuum freeze, then it'll start drying. And the drying section is what takes the longest. It's probably almost 24 hours. So depending on what you have and what size it's cut to is how much extra time, extra dry cycle it'll take.
Alright, I just need to close the drain and this cycle is ready to run. Alright, it's been about 28 hours and our pork liver is nice and dry. Feels a lot like styrofoam actually. So now we're ready to package it up, and depending on how quickly you want to use your product, you can go 3 ways. You can, for long-term, Mylar and oxygen absorbers. You can go with vacuum seal bags. These work great. Or you can put it in a canning jar and then vacuum seal. They sell attachments that will go with your vacuum seal maker, or just a battery operated vacuum sealer. I have one that I absolutely love. I'll put it in the description down below. Any of these methods will work, just depending on how quickly you plan on using this. And because it's dog treats, I'm going to go not with a long-term option, but either a vacuum seal or a jar. And that's it. That you just freeze dried your own dog treats. And Charlotte, what do you think? Did it pass the doggy test? Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you will join us again for another freeze drying adventure, and we'll see you next time at the cottage.